So simple interest says our goal for this lesson 3 is to apply the simple interest formula. So we're going to be using a formula for this to what? We're going to apply the formula to calculate the amount of interest owed. Okay? To figure out the interest. The second point or the second goal is to manipulate the formula to solve for other variables. So this is where we're actually going to be solving for others, right? And we know how to solve for something, right? Because we've done solving of equations. And then point number 3, our goal number 3 is to solve contextual problems. Solve contextual problems. Because I told you last time that we also want to have a word problem in every situation. It's not just you do a whole bunch of calculation. We want to put it into some kind of an application in real life scenario. Okay, that's why it's called context. There's a real life scenario in this. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's read on. It says there, when you borrow money, when we borrow money. Okay, raise up your hand if you've never borrowed money. Okay, my hand should be down because I borrow money all the time. Okay, so everybody here has borrowed money, either from a friend, a family member, from a credit card, right? I do that all the time. So when we borrow money to purchase with credit, we're going to focus on credit card, you will owe interest, right? And interest, so there's money, you have to pay back the money that you borrow, but there's also an interest.
Plus interest.
On top of that, okay? We will study how to calculate simple interest. We're going to calculate simple interest. Simple interest is a type of interest that is charged for short-term loans. Okay? So a credit card is like a simple interest there that get calculated because we're supposed to pay it back within less than a month. Actually, to be specific, it's 20 days grace period. So, simple interest is a type of interest that is charged for short-term loans, usually loans that are less than a year. The simple interest formula could also be used to get an approximate amount of interest owed on long-term loans. So, simple interest. There's a formula for that. What's a formula? Simple interest formula. When we create a formula sheet, that should be one of the formula in your formula sheet. We know what the formula is, but we also want to know when to use it and how to use it. What formula to use, how to use it, and when to use it. Okay, so here it is. It's a whole bunch of letters, right? But these individual letters here, the I, the P, the R, and the T, those letters represent something. Those letters mean something. Okay, so what does the I represent? I represents the amount of interest. So how much is the interest? And the I is in dollars. Okay, so that's the interest that is charged when we borrow money. Okay, so I is the interest amount. What does the P? P represents the principal amount. Principal, which is the amount of money borrowed. So if I borrow from Isabel $100, Okay? That's my principal amount. That's the amount that I borrow. And if I borrow from Jabbar $20 for lunch, that is the principal that's, okay?
I will charge you interest.
Well, that is so nice of you.
You can charge me? Good job, man.
If I borrow $500 from Hassan, that is called the principal. I have to pay him that $500, right? But there's a little bit more interest. Okay, so I is the amount of interest. P is the principal, how much was borrowed, original amount. And then the P, and then the R, little r, represents the annual interest rate. So you can see here. So I for interest, P is for principal amount, R for interest rate. Okay, that's why it's R. Do you know why it's not I? Yeah. Because if they call it I, well, is that the interest rate or is that the interest amount? It's confusing, right? So they have to use a different letter. In this case, R for interest rate. R for interest rate. And then what's the T? The T is time. Time. Okay. Okay, I'll just put time. Okay, because I don't think it says time there.
You must convert the time given into the number of years.
Yeah. Time has to be converted in a number of years. So these are actually the different things that affects the amount of interest. Okay? So these are the factors that affect the amount of interest. Okay? Can I ask you something? Okay. Let's say I borrow $10 from Christian. And I borrow $1,000 from Ahmed. Which one would have a bigger interest? $10 or $1,000? 1,000, right? The more I borrow, the more interest I'm going to pay. That's why P is part of the calculation. The bigger amount that I borrow, the bigger interest that I have to pay. Okay, now let's say I borrow money from Osama. Okay, and I borrow money from Jabbar. Osama says, you know what, I'm going to charge you 10% interest. 10% interest. 10% interest. Okay? And Jabbar says, Elsie, I'm going to charge you 2% interest. Okay? It's not interest free. 10%, 2%.
I'm gonna charge you 0%.
No. That's a different question. You're just being nice, okay? Which one will have a greater interest amount? 10% or 2%? 10%, right? 10%. Okay. So what are the first factor that affects our interest? The amount that I borrow and the interest rate. Bigger interest rate, bigger interest amount. Okay. Now, here's the other thing. What's the other part? Time. You know, Shauna, I'm going to pay you back in a week. Okay, I'm going to pay you back in a week. Okay, I borrow $10 from you, I'm going to pay it back for you in a week.
Something
Okay.
called grace periods.
Grace period.
Yeah, grace period.
Grace period, yeah.
We need time to from
Yes, that's right. But for him,
don't lend money to me. And Ruben, I said like Ruben, I'm gonna borrow money from you, but you know what? It's, you know, I have extra expenses, I might have to pay you back in 6 months. Okay, which one do you think will have a greater interest? A week? 6 months. 6 months, because it will take longer for me to pay it back. The longer it takes for me to pay back, the more interest it is. Okay? So, you know the stuff that we're talking about now, actually, you will see in grade 12 class. We're like slowly preparing ourselves to grade 12 because this is something that's going to pop up again. So, what are the things that affects our interest, amount of interest? How much is borrowed, which is called the principal. How much is the interest rate? And how long is the time for us to pay it back? So those are the 3 main factors that affect how much interest we pay. Is everybody clear on that one? Yeah? Okay, everybody understand that? And I think everybody understands that because all of us have borrowed money at some point in our lives, right? Whether credit card or buying a house, because Jane just bought a house, and when we're buying a house, I have a house and I had to borrow lots of money. Yes. Okay? So, here, helpful information. In 1 year, because you know how like we have to convert our time into years. So in 1 year, we know that there are 365 days in a year. We know that, okay? This is just kind of a reminder for us. That's 52 weeks in a year. 52 weeks in a year. And 12 months in a year, right? So that's just extra information there. Let's take a look at the example now, okay? Example 1. Let's read it. What we're gonna do is if you have a highlighter or like some kind of a red pen or even pencil, doesn't matter. What we're gonna do is we're gonna highlight important information. Okay? So, and this is training us to highlight the important part of the word problem. Okay? Some people ask me, it's like, oh, you know what, I'm okay with, if I'm just calculating things, but when it comes to word problem, like I don't know what to do because it's too much information, right? So we're gonna make sure we're trained to read word problem. Okay, what does that say? Let's read it out first, and then we're gonna pick out and highlight important parts. Okay, let's read it. Calculate. Okay, what the word calculate means you need to do some math, right? Calculate. Calculate the amount of simple interest that you would owe if you borrowed $2,000 for 1 year at 5% annual interest rate. Okay, let's read it again. Okay?
Can percent fall as principal? Maybe equal to principal as well?
Percent?
Yeah.
No, it's rate.
Right?
That's the R,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so calculate the amount of simple interest that you would owe if you borrowed $2,000 for 1 year at 5% annual interest. Okay, there's some parts there that we have to kind of figure out what is that. Okay, so it says here, highlight the word simple interest. Highlight the word or underline the word simple interest. And the reason why that is because there's a different kind of interest later that we're going to do. Okay, simple interest. Highlight
simple interest. Or underline. Simple interest. Okay. Simple interest that you would owe if you borrowed $2,000. Okay, stop there for a second. We borrowed $2,000. I'm gonna underline that. Now we borrowed $2,000. Well, what does borrowed $2,000? What does that really mean? $2,000 is something that we borrowed. That's the principal. Yeah. So $2,000 is the principal. We're gonna put a P right on top of that. The P is the principal, and the P is $2,000. Okay, so far so good. We're checking it out. We're learning how to read the word problem. Okay, what else is in here? For 1 year. Okay, is 1 year important?
Yeah.
Why is 1 year important? Because that's the T, that's the time. Okay, so line that out, or put a line on that one. And that's, yeah, that's the time. T. Okay, so let's read on. Okay, if you borrowed money, if you borrowed $2,000 for 1 year at 5% annual interest. Okay, what's important there? 5% interest. Okay, now you notice that you notice that they didn't put down annual interest rate. They didn't even put the word rate. But we know interest rate is a percent, right? Interest rate is a percent. So we're going to highlight that, underline it, and we call it R. So that's the R. Okay? Good. So what we're going to do is we're going to, what are we solving for? Calculate the interest. So we're going to calculate interest. So I equals P times R times T. Okay, start off with the formula. Where's the formula? I equals to P times R times T. So start off with a formula. Okay? Our formula is our recipe, is our guide. Okay? Our formula is our recipe, is our guide to figure this out. So, what do we know? Do we know what the I is? No, we don't know what the I is. So, we're going to put I right there. We don't know what the I is, we'll leave it as I so we don't lose it. Yes? Equals. What's the value for P? 2,000. So underneath that, we're going to put 2,000. Okay? Times R, interest rate. What's our interest rate?
1 year, 365?
5%.
Oh, R first.
Oh.
Yeah.
5%.
5%. Okay. Now, when we use the correct, when we use the percent in our calculation, what do? We divide it by 100, right? So you can go 0.05. Okay. So I'm just gonna go backtrack in here. We know 5% means 5 out of 100, which is 0.05. Is that okay? Yeah, so we know how to do that because we talked about percent. 5% means 5 per 100. So 0.05. Okay, what's next? times time. What's our time?
10:30.
That's a good one. 1 year, right? Because it says 1 year. Time has to be in years. Okay, good.
But if it's in days, then you would have to time it by days, and if it had by weeks, then you have to go by weeks, and then if it had by months, then you would have to go by the number of months, right?
Correct. We will get that, example in a down.
Where is that?
Okay.
Is the C?
So any year, if it says 5 years, you just put 5. You don't just put the months of how many months in that year, unless it says in that year, how many days, or how many months, or how many weeks.
Yeah.
Then you.
We would have to convert it later. Yeah, we will convert later, okay? So we're starting with like years for now, okay? Okay, good. So the first things first is that we write down the formula, right? And then the next part is to write down what's given. It's called substitution. Substitution means to replace something with a number, right? Substitution. Okay, the next part is calculation. So we're gonna calculate. So I is equals to 2,000 times 0.05 times 1. So let's go ahead and calculate that right now.
100.
A 100, yes?
So what would be 100 equals I?
Yeah. So I is equals to 100 or 100 equals to I. Okay, so that means, okay, if I borrow $2,000 at 5% interest and I pay it in a year, okay, at for 1 year, it's gonna be $100. Okay, so the bank, yeah, for simple interest, yeah. This is simple interest.
For 1 year?
For 1 year, yeah, $100 for 1 year, simple interest.
Which bank is this?
Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, now this is a context, right? So I is equals to 100. 100 what?
$100 interest.
$100. Yeah, $100. So we're gonna put a dollar sign right there. Okay. Good. We're not gonna speed through this, okay? And I want us to really take our time to understand it. Understanding it. Okay? Understanding takes time. Okay, let's take a look at B. Let's read it first. Joanna borrows $850 at 4.25 simple interest for 3 years. How much interest will she have to pay? Read that again. Joanna borrows $850 at 4.25% simple interest for 3 years. So, what should I highlight? 850, okay. I'm gonna highlight or underline 850. So 850, what do you call that one? P. That's a principal because that's the amount that we're borrowing, principal. Okay, what else do I need to highlight?
Yeah.
The percent.
The percent, the 4.25, and what do you call that one?
Rates.
The rate, the R, the interest rate. Okay, and then what else?
3 years.
The 3 years. And what's the 3 years? The T. Okay, now we gotta do a little bit of work on the R, right? So R we know is 4.25%. So 4.25 divided by 100. 0.0425. figure out the simple interest. So I equals P times R times T. I equals to P times R times T. First, formula. Second, substitution. So let's go ahead and do substitution. Substitution means to replace with the number. Okay? So we don't know. What is the P?
Are we still, rounding the numbers?
Yeah, we're rounding it off
The
to...
nearest decimal?
Two decimal points?
don't round this off because it's not our final answer.
I know it's not, but I mean.
At the end. Oh yeah, at the end, yes. We will round it off to 2 decimal places. Yeah.
Done.
Okay, good. Let's just, I guess I should speed it up a bit. So P is
850,
850 times 0.0425 times 3 because it's 3 years. Okay, so what would that be? I is equal to, okay, I don't know what it is.
8.38.
Okay, so this is what I got, 108.375. Okay, we're talking about money, so I think we've almost become an expert on rounding, right? So 108, we're rounding it off to 2 decimal places. So 2 decimal places is the 37th. You look at the third, and that would round it up to the next one to 38. So, yeah, let's go ahead and write that down. 108. Yeah. Dollars. 108.38. Okay. Notice where I put the dollar sign at the beginning of the number, right? We don't put it at the end. Good? Unless it's French. Because I know sometimes when French, they put the dollar sign at the end. I think. Right? That's what I see in the bus. Anybody
Yeah, or
is French?
or it's the same.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah,
But
so
so
make
it
sure.
should be an X or the C. So
Oh.
for the N, for French.
Is that good? Did you get $891? Yes? Yeah? Okay. Did everybody get $891? Everybody? Okay, I'm gonna just kind of look around. Everything's showed your work. I like how I can see that you're showing your work with a proper dollar sign at the end. Good. Good. Yep. Yeah, even on the exam. Now, I'm going to show you that get into the habit. Because once you start a good habit of showing your work, it becomes easy. Right? It becomes easy. And if like next semester, you might be going to grade 12 essentials, yes? Yes? Who wants to go to grade 12 essentials next semester? Okay, well, in grade 12 essentials, there's a provincial exam, and the provincial exam expects this. So if the provincial exam expects this, we should start at grade 11. Okay? So we start at grade 11. Okay, good.